I think it's finally time to address that I'm a red flag.
I feel like I'm like through the journey of this podcast, everyone and me, I'm coming to the realization that I'm just a closet fuckboy.
You're
So
not a closet fuckboy. Who, where is the veil? You are a fuckboy.
yeah, I am a fuckboy, just disguised, I
Yeah.
guess, as like a woman. I'm a fuck woman.
You are a fuck woman. And I am a red flag with little beige peeking through, so there's hope for me.
It's just like an ombre
Yeah,
situation, so
yeah,
people are confused.
yeah.
Yeah. No, we're both just like fuckboys, and like we forgot the name of the podcast, which is Moment of Silence. So, can we just take a moment of silence for everyone that's ever dated us while we pretended like we had our shit together?
No,
No,
they don't deserve it.
we scream into the void.
The only silence is 1,000 harps playing about, like the tunes of how passionate my love has been for everybody in my life.
Nana breaks into someone's house and she's like, "But I love you."
Yeah. And then they give me all their money and go back to sleep. That's how love works.
That's how love works. Yeah. You just made yourself sound like a prostitute.
This just in. Sometimes I put my foot in my mouth and it goes deep, deep down. So we thought
Throat
this week.
goat.
So before I say ba, let's just start this episode.
Oh, it's not started.
I'm Sakshi Shivdasani.
And I'm Naina Bhan.
And let's get into dating and red flags and all that other shit you've been commenting.
What's your biggest red flag, Nana?
I think my biggest red flag is that I bitch a lot.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that a red flag?
Yeah, like I bitch. I'm always whining, as everyone's gauged in this podcast. I think I bring a lot of negative energy, and it can really bring someone down.
As someone that's the same, I think that's called enduring, actually. I think that's being grounded.
When they asked why, how did Sakshi and Naina get together, it was that nobody else wanted to hang out with us. That was literally it.
We're just ostracized from the influencer
Yeah.
slash OTT actor community.
Listen, we wake up in the morning and send each other a voice recording saying, "It's fucking another day, bro."
Ew.
Ew.
Another week.
How dare the sun shine,
yeah.
bitch.
Honestly, the sun's been annoying me a little
It's
bit.
been pissing me off, dude. Like, it's shining too hard.
Like, I get sun kissed, but I'm feeling a little sun assaulted these days. Like, it's just too harsh and it's fucking my vibe up.
So, what's your red flag? Sakshi, share with the room.
Which one?
One,
I
top,
have-
top three.
Okay, top three. I feel like I don't like when people talk to me. Like, I have this beautiful ability to just ignore anyone that's saying anything that I'm not enjoying. Sometimes I take it up a notch, and if someone is talking to me for a bit, I start falling asleep.
And I can tell you the telltale sign. She says, huh.
yeah.
Or she says, facts.
Yeah. I'm just not listening at that point. Yeah. My eyes gloss over. You know, anytime anyone's telling me something, I'm just like,
Time of death.
smile and nod. Then I wait for like the tone of the sentence to die and be like, oh, My second red flag is anytime anyone asks me a question, I say, you can Google it.
That's not a red flag.
Yeah, it's like
That's like filtering, like if a dude has basic, like,
dumbness.
I would say just basic competence.
Right.
Yeah.
He'll Google it.
Glass half full
Yeah.
for me. Yeah.
Like ChatGPT Advanced, just buy it.
Yeah.
Talk to them instead of me. Like, I'm not the person you want to have a conversation with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I feel like those would be my top two. Yeah. Probably my content. My content is a red flag as well, you know. If you're a self-respecting individual.
No, I think you had a
I had a cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm just not a red flag. I'm a
Yeah.
reformed
Dude, have you
fuckboy.
seen the comments? Everyone's like, when you let her talk for 30 minutes, she's actually really cool.
It's just a small doses problem.
Yeah,
I'm
that's it.
only great in like a bathtub full of me.
What?
No, not like bathtub.
You
I'm
just
like
made
in
yourself.
big quantities. Like an ocean of Sakshi is better than a drop of. This sounds like a squirting analogy.
I don't know why everything just become very sexual with us.
I'm enjoying it.
I'm into it. I'm into
Yeah.
it. Why I wanted to call myself a red flag was that I could talk for the next 40 minutes about how everyone else in my life is a red flag. So I want to discuss like some dating mistakes and things to look out for. We're here to support you. So don't make the mistakes that we made.
Right. And I honestly don't think we're red flags. I think we're just unhappy people.
And what is that?
I think that's a product of like things around us that annoy us, like the sun. Like if the sun just stopped being so fucking annoying, I would not be annoyed.
My feeling is that everyone has certain red flag qualities, certain beige and certain green. It's just that we are surveilled all the time because we're always on the internet. So if you
Right.
take a sneeze, somebody might be like, oh my God, like a narcissist because they sneezed in your time. And then you start thinking
Disgusting.
about, like, oh my God, there's either something wrong with me or there's something wrong with the person in front of me. Basically, no one's happy. And then when you get a chance to swipe right every 2 seconds at free will, you end up alone. Yeah.
It's
That's
like,
it.
why should we put up with other people's red flags, right? Because we're spoiled for choice.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a problem. I'm the true fuck boy. Everyone else, go fucking home. Lock your wives and daughters.
Sakshis
Sakshis in
out
town.
for blood. Yeah.
What are some red flags that you've ignored?
You know, one big thing that I've done, before I go into bashing someone else, one big thing I've done is like, I've always isolated like the person I'm dating from my friends. Like, I've never asked for advice or asked whether they like the person or not, or if they think that that person is good for me.
Yeah.
And I've never like addressed if I've had issues. I never, like, I would like to tell my parents, but I haven't in the past, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like you look at somebody with rose tinted glasses and you kind of set yourself up a little bit because you need to keep checking your expectation versus reality.
I feel like that's such a fine line because you tell your best friends everything and everything goes to the council, so to speak, about like a guy you're dating, then you're never going to be in a relationship because
Right.
like I'm also a lot more judgy about like people other people date compared to who I date. So if like everything becomes like a, oh, his nose is slightly big or something, then it's like it's toxic. But then if you like completely like don't discuss anything, like, oh, he actually has missing people's driver's licenses in his bedside drawer, then that's a bit much. But it's like, what if I forgive him for this fight? My friends are always going to have this image of the guy that I'm dating, but I have forgotten it because I'm obviously not going to go to my friends and be like, oh my god, this guy is so sweet, he buys me flowers once a month. I'm going to be like, oh, this guy literally pissed me off this day. So I feel like it's a fine line where you like, if you do too much of it, then like it's a red flag because he's like, no conversation with you is private. And if you do too little of it, your friends are like, who is this serial killer she's dating?
So I think then it's important who you're discussing it with. You have to find like a good person in your life who you trust, like who could like sub as you know,
Yeah.
and then vet their opinion. Because on the other side are friends who will enable literally anything you do.
Facts.
You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's totally fine. He went to jail. That's kind of hard. He worked out. He had
Okay,
some time
but
to
was it
himself.
his fault?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and on the other side, like, and I've been guilty of it, and I know all my girlfriends have. When you're having a fight with somebody, with your partner, you keep texting like paragraph text to your girls, and when you guys make up, there's silence. So
Yeah.
there's no closure for your friends because they're
Right.
like, okay, do we hate him? Do we not like him?
Yeah, it's like, because obviously you're not gonna be like, oh yeah, he fucking ate me out for 40 minutes after this fight.
Yeah. And also, you're not going to admit that you were the one to apologize and grovel, and he was just fine and he was in the right.
He was like, you fought,
Yeah.
you made up,
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Yeah. So that definitely. What about you? What's a
Um,
red flag?
a red flag I ignore very often is that I don't ignore actually. I'm like, oh yeah, he has this. I embrace it with open arms. I guess it's that like all the guys I've dated have been like super active on dating apps, and at some point, like that's the thing, right? I'm also super active on dating apps when I'm single. So after a certain point, dating apps become your biggest cock block because you're always thinking of like eight guys or girls on your roster, and you're like, this one has this person, this one has that person, and then you start like meddling facts up in your head. Like someone has a sister, but you're talking to another guy, and you're like, how's your sister? Thinking that you're being personal, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't have a sister. Yeah, so I think that becomes like a thing if like I usually date guys that are like, oh, I don't want to be exclusive for like a big period of time. And I think that's a red flag that I do ignore because I try to like change the man. I'm like, no, no, you do want to be exclusive with me personally. Yeah.
So that's my red flag, that in the past that I have overcommitted to the idea of a person. I might have just like met them, we might have hung out, the vibe would have been great, and in my head I'm like already thinking it's deeper than it is, you
Like
know.
Ali from Dhoom.
Yes, I am Ali from Dhoom. That's definitely a thing. And then you just stop. Like the faster you give in to your love for some random stranger, the quicker your logic goes out of the window, and you're making excuses for some
Just this
random.
dude that you met. Yeah.
Yeah. But
No.
I would be very, like, I am very wary of people who are chronic daters because I'm not comfortable with the idea of someone having like a really big body count.
Really?
Yeah.
What's big to you?
Actually, don't know. I haven't really dated that much, but like, yeah, like in the like double digits for sure is like big because I want to for it.
Double digit is 10.
Yeah, I'm old school.
This just in. Sakshi a fucking whore.
I want people who are particular, whether it's particular with hygiene, particular with feelings, particular with intentions. Um, how can I know that person has been responsible? And how do I know I'm not going to end up with like HPV at the other side of
Do
this?
you not take STIs before you like STI is the infection, sorry.
Yeah.
Do you not
Do I
take
not just
do you not
down your-
imbibe
yeah.
them?
Yeah.
No, do you not take like a test panel before you become exclusive with someone?
I don't know. Is that a thing that you're supposed
Yeah.
to do?
Like before you become like exclusive, you should take like an STD every year, like with your full panel, because a lot of like times things are dormant in you.
Yeah.
So like you should know you're clean before you.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But again, that's a very like I feel like that's a very dating app thing.
Yeah, like
Like
as a person who's not been on a dating
yeah.
app, like I don't know what the ways to like what do you call it, protect myself are. Like I feel like things are moving too fast for me to
Right.
even understand.
I think people on dating apps are inherently like looking out for themselves always. So, like, I don't care about the guy if I'm not exclusively dating him, right? So, obviously, protection is a given.
Yeah.
And, like, then once you become exclusive with someone, then if you're on birth control or something, then you, like, take, like, a panel of tests to see if both parties are safe. So, but I think I learned that only because of dating app culture.
Here's my thing, like I don't know where I saw it, probably saw it on a reel. They were like, whoever
Not
you
in a book, Naina.
Not
Not
in a
in
book,
one of the
not
many
this one.
books you will read.
That you know whoever you hook up with, like a little bit of their energy stays with you, so your body is holding on to some whatever that interaction was, whether like a little bit of it is always present within your body.
Maybe that's why I'm a fuckboy.
Yeah, maybe that's why I'm
You hook up
traumatized.
with, you hook up with enough fuckboys, you become the mega fuckboy.
My issue is the dudes who, or women or men, who only have shit to say about their exes.
Oh yeah, that's a
She
red
was
flag.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
She was insane. Like, 9 times out of 10, she's perfectly fine.
Yeah, she probably got gaslighted enough that she was gaslit
Yeah.
enough that she's crazy now. But like, it's because she didn't get what she wanted for so long. She was just upset. And instead of listening to what she had to say, you were like, oh, psycho. And it's like, no, no. What made her?
Yeah.
What made her insecure? What made her jealous? What made her crazy?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been all of this conversation in our ecosystem about how women don't communicate. And if you just communicated to us, we would feel a certain way. We would know, we would. Women do communicate.
Yeah.
Uh,
No one's listening.
Tell me something like, do you feel like when you are at a stage where you're breaking up with somebody, have you already kind of switched off from them? Or is that fight the thing that switches you off?
I feel like l- there's a build up before the fight, right? And it's like you're trying to tell someone what you're thinking, and they just like shut you out, and then
Yeah.
there's the fight, and by then you're like, fuck it, I'm never gonna get what I want. So you just switch off by the time the fight happens, and then it's like, whatever, like, then. We were actually discussing this yesterday where like most women they like switch off because they're not getting what they want, and the fight is just once they've given up,
Yeah.
and then like there's silence from the women because what is the point of barking in someone's face if they're never going to listen? And then men suddenly listen to whatever you've been saying for the last like 1 year, and they're like, oh, I'll fix it now. And it's like, hey, maybe it's too
Yeah,
late.
maybe it's too late.
Yeah.
I fucking agree because it's like you trust me, there is communication happening. You're just not listening. And I
Yeah.
think what mistakes women make is that they sent paragraph texts. They don't cry, don't get flustered. Enter like a communication with your partner in conflict with like clarity of what you want at the end of it, and pick one issue. Just pick one issue. That's it. If you stray from one issue, you go into like, oh, but your mom said this to me and this one did this
Yeah.
to me, and that lunch that time you touched that one girl inappropriately, I clocked it, but we didn't talk about it. Like, you are not going to get anywhere. Men like just like linear thought.
But I feel like I don't think it's like the thing is, if a woman says it every time she's upset, like, oh, you touched this person at a party, oh, your mom said this, like, they're immediately labeled as nags. That's why they hold on to it. And then, like, one small, like, the guy will spill some milk and you, like, blast him for everything. But the idea that a woman is a nag only comes from the fact that they're not getting what they want. Like, nobody likes to be a nag. Like, if you just don't do all these shitty things, then the woman won't be that upset.
Yeah, I mean, if
Like,
you look at your mom, right?
yeah,
Or gender, across genders, like if there are dudes listening or there are like women listening, when you look at your mom, you can see her frustrated. She's trying to achieve something at the end of the day, and no one is helping
no
her.
one's backing her, dude. She's all alone in this. Yeah.
Now, she's repeated the same thing 40 times, and the reason she starts nagging or negging or like is a desperate attempt to have her voice heard.
Heard.
It's not like she was born like that.
Right.
No one was born a nag.
No, yeah. It's just because, like, I mean, it's, the more I grew up, I feel like, oh shit, I should have had more sympathy for my mom because you see all these, like, oh, Diwali's coming, mom's gonna pester me to clean my room. It's because the room needs to be cleaned and you're not getting up your ass and doing it. What is she supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then now suddenly, whenever I'm in my own house, I clock it. I'm like, I'm only yelling at everyone because nothing is happening the way I want it to happen. I yell at my dog also, bro. Fuck it.
A win is a win. Is a
Yeah,
win.
because he'll just at least he'll listen to you. If you yell sit, he sits.
Just Sakshi going around her house with sushi going, one yum yum, one yum yum. And the dog is so belligerent. He doesn't give a fuck about that yum yum, bro. Like, he's like, shut the fuck
Yeah.
up and sit down, Sakshi.
And then I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's hot. Here's the thing, before you become your mom, you become one essential woman, and that is the cool girl.
Ooh.
You grow up being the cool girl. The cool girl doesn't care. Insert the monologue from what is that movie? Gone Girl. Insert the monologue from Gone
Oh
Girl.
yeah.
The cool girl doesn't care. The cool girl's okay with everything. If you've been watching Love is Blind right now, Chelsea. God
Fucking
damn, somebody
Chelsea.
shake that woman.
Dude, okay, let's just talk about Love is Blind for a second.
Yes.
Chelsea only went with Jimmy from Love is Blind because she got into a sick competition with Jessica. She threw out that thing about her looking like Megan Fox, which, first of all, sure, whatever. I'm not here to fucking dox some, I'm not here to, like, judge anyone's looks. But
But
that's against the experiment
yes.
first. And secondly, you know that swayed Jimmy's decision. And thirdly, like, you don't even like this guy. You just got into this competition with this hot girl and you were like, I'm gonna win this competition. And now she knows she capped to him, right? She was like, oh, I look like Megan Fox, just my fucking forehead because we're both Caucasian or whatever. And now he was expecting Megan Fox, and you're pretty, but you're not Megan Fox. A lot of women aren't Megan
No
Fox,
one's
and it's
Megan
fine.
Fox.
Like,
At this point, even Megan Fox isn't
isn't
Megan
Megan
Fox,
Fox?
dude. That
Yeah.
surgery, like, not
Yeah, it's
working.
over for Megan
Yeah.
Fox also. And now you're like, oh, do you find me hot? Like, he was expecting Megan Fox. You have to under promise and over deliver. Chelsea, babe, come on.
The way he sweat when he saw her. She's like, what did you think about me? And he's like, I liked your teeth. I was like, that's lost.
It's like,
Go
not that
home.
looks matter.
Yeah, but your teeth were very straight. Me and Jimmy have a type. Yeah, but my red flag, when I see women change the decibel of their voice when they meet the
Hi.
Hi, Papa. Oh my God. Like,
Dude, sometimes that's why I get stressed out to like make my boyfriend meet my friends because I'm such a soft girl around my boyfriend and I'm such a bro around my friends that I'm like, oh, what pitch am I supposed to talk and like what am I supposed to say? And then I ended like obviously I lean towards my friends because majority wins, and my boyfriend's like, where did this personality come from? I'm like,
But that's the thing, if you talk to your partner like you're addressing an infant,
Yeah.
and then you expect a man to save you.
I am your mother.
Yeah.
You listen to me.
What do you want today for food, huh? You want dal chawal? Should we order tandoori chicken? You want something
Ick.
fun? Tell me something. Have you not felt the pressure if there's dal chawal in your house and your boyfriend is coming over to order chicken? Just so he'll eat the food. And then you're catching yourself being like, why am I doing this? He's a grown man. I don't need to spice up this lunch. It reminds me of that, that old ad where the mom made paratha pizza with the
Yeah.
ketchup and she put a cap on and she showed up and she's like, here's your paratha pizza. And then the kid was like, yay. I feel like that's what I have to do like sometimes.
It's like the Maggie ads where the dad and the kids are like, no khana, no khana. And then she brings vegetable atta noodles, and the dad with the children is like, woo. And it's like, bro, you're a fucking full grown man,
You're
Maggie
40.
boy. Come on. Check
मुझे
yourself.
मटर नहीं चाहिए मेरे noodles में. So yeah, that for me is a red flag.
But do you end up going in the mother role apne aap se, or do you think the guy is asking for you to be put in?
No. I think everyone assumes what they've seen around them.
Yeah.
So he's not asking for anything he hasn't seen, and I'm not doing anything I haven't seen.
Yeah, honestly, like my parents raised me as very independent, but there are gender roles in my
Yeah,
house.
even in my house.
Yeah, but now I've gone the other way because of like I've seen this and I've been imbibed different values, but like I have a cocktail of both in my system. So now if I'm like in the kitchen and someone says, hey, when you're coming out, can you bring me a bottle of water? I get angry. I'm
Yeah.
like, how can I do this? How can he treat me like this? And it's just like a very normal thing to expect. But like, I'm very independent. So I can't imagine asking someone else to do even the smallest thing for me. Like, I would fail the orange peel theory. If someone asked me to peel them an orange, I would throw it on their head. So, yeah, I'm a red flag.
I'm trying to think. I feel like, are we even that woke? I don't think we're that like fucking left with our leanings of like being independent women. I think we're traditional left.
Yeah,
Because we're still-
we want to be all the things that we all everything we talk about is stuff that we aspire to be, but then obviously because like of the way we've grown up, our environment, we still have that like the we have to check ourselves, right, when we're acting very
Here's the thing, it requires a lot of
traditional,
courage.
right?
And you have to show up every day to be as independent or as vocal as you want to be. So it's like you really have to show up with a lot of confidence and stand by what you feel. It's like showing up in a bikini to like a really local beach somewhere where civilization is just very slow and everyone's staring at you like what the fuck. You have to really be there,
Yeah.
like being like, yes, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to adjust for any rules. Like, it's not going to happen.
But then eventually it does get to you, right?
Of
Like,
course, it
how
gets
much are
to
you
you.
going to carry the baton forward? Like,
Yeah.
at some point, someone needs to grab it for you.
Yeah.
Like, being independent is fun and games till like you're just tired and you're like, fuck it. Like, how many people, like, Naina and I, when we're discussing Moment of Silence episodes, we're like, oh, should we put this controversial quote unquote thing out for the real, because are we in the mental space to take the fucking hate that we get? Like, that's become a consideration for us, and then we had to kind of sit down and be like, you know what, it's fine, we just won't see the comments, but like, this is what we want to talk about. Why are we fucking ourselves up because some fucking faceless person on the internet is like, oh, street woman? First of all, that's not even the phrase.
Yeah.
It's she belongs to the street. As a fuckboy, as a certified fuckboy, I
Yeah.
know what the phrase is. The most glaring red flag that people have been ignoring these days is the dowry jokes.
Oh my
The
gosh.
Andrew Tate jokes, like, ah ha ha, women belong in the kitchen. Like, how is that funny? Explain the joke.
You have to really catch what conversations and what jokes your partner's having with their guy friends,
Yeah.
if as much as you can, and then see how those jokes change when you're around or somebody's around. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't really change that much. You can still catch it if you
Yeah.
want to. Like there are some, like if your partner like thinks saying the N word is funny, it's
It's
not
not.
funny.
Yeah.
Or like like now, if when you meet a guy, it's really interesting how people feel so entitled to say it. They're like, oh, I just want to make sure that I'm not coming across wrong. Mera me too, we too nahi ho jana chahiye. And I'm
It's
like,
like, oh, you're not the feminist type, so
yeah.
on.
I'm like, that's a very weird thing to
Yeah, why are you
say.
so worried about that?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing behind closed doors that someone's gonna do this to you? Like, it doesn't
And
come
don't
across as
reduce the
cool.
concept to like me too, we too. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? It's like a bunch of like really.
No, and also they only like men don't care about men's issues unless it is to undermine a woman's issues. Like they'll only be like, oh, what about that one girl that fucked up a man? And that's only when we're talking about a girl that was fucked up by a man. Like,
Yeah.
they're never talking about it when it's just whataboutism, right? Like it's just like when it benefits them, it's a great thing, and when it doesn't, they're like, we don't care about this.
Here's my issue with it. I'm never going to be the person, I don't think either of us are, who are not open to conversation.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a conflicting or contrarian view to me, sure, have it. When you start threatening violence and when you start saying, like, this is the only way it can be, is when I have an issue with it. Like, how can, like, people say really vile shit in the comments, and
Yeah.
that's when I have a problem. Like, you cannot say like some kind of thing like इसके अंदर तो सरिया घुसाना चाहिए
Yeah.
because I said I have like cramps and I want my boyfriend to take care of me. Like, what the fuck?
That was honestly fucked up. Like
Yeah.
we had to like obviously block a bunch of accounts
Yeah.
because it was like we get hate. Like fucking hate us if we don't lose any sleep, but we're literally being threatened violence for just existing. We don't even have 10,000 followers on YouTube.
Yeah, I know,
Why are we
relax.
getting violent threats?
Yeah.
Like you're like fucking making reaction videos. Like go fucking pick a cause, get a hobby. Like it's getting quite icky. Like
Go watch like some more porn or something. Like, do something better with your internet
Yeah.
time. Like, leave us alone. Just live in your life, dude. Like, No one's asking. It's
Yeah.
fine.
We do get a lot of positive comments as well, but like we said, we're two glass half empty people. So the positive comments, please leave them. But we will only discuss the hate.
Hate, yes, of course.
My like one red flag that I feel like a lot of people don't give that much weightage to is picky eaters. Like that's such a child thing to do. Like if he only eats chicken nuggets and fries, like what a
Yeah.
fucking red flag.
Like, I don't mind being with a vegan person, but I mind being with a vegan person because I don't know where to eat and I don't have the money to like support this diet.
I feel like if he is okay finding vegan things to eat at any restaurant, because in India, honestly, it's not such an issue. Like, there's a big vegetarian section in every restaurant. Nena's like shaking
Bro,
her
you
head
know, like when you're
vigorously.
trying to make a bajre ka base and then you put like some capsicum on it and then you put cashew cheese and you're like, pizza. It's like, it's not pizza. It's something else.
Yeah, you don't eat alternates of like if you're a vegan, just eat fucking lotus stem or something. Don't eat like don't try to make dairy. Don't have soya and be like, chicken. Like
It's not.
it's not chicken, it's soya. Let's be real about that. I'm a
I don't
sucker for
like,
vegan food.
you know what you know what got unlocked for me when I started dating?
What?
So it's something so dumb. Um, like I've always come from the family of sensible ordering. You know, like we do
Oh,
not order more than we need,
yeah.
and we always, in fact, order one dish less.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god, it would drive me crazy.
And then I started dating somebody who orders for the fun of tasting something.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And his parents were like, and I was like, one second, what is this world where you can order food that you don't need?
Wait, explain to me why y'all would order one less dish.
Because we're sensible like that. Like,
So y'all just be slightly hungry?
yeah. Go home and eat
That's
makhana.
wild. That's wild.
We had to gaslight ourselves and be like, yum, it was really good. I'm so full. I'm just like really hungry. My sister and I go home and eat 2-minute noodles.
No, I'm like one of those people that'll order for the heck of tasting, and I don't overeat even one bite.
That's
I
mad.
stop eating as soon as I'm full, and then it's not my problem.
Dude, I used to have mad issues, right? Because there's a last slice of something, and I'm
Yeah.
like, how can he take it without even considering me? And then he would say, we'll order
Order
more.
one more, yeah.
I don't fuck with that. You cannot order one more. In principle, this is what is available to us. Imagine if it was the apocalypse and this was it. That was our nourishment. And you just took it without fucking asking.
So you live your life like you're in an apocalypse at all
Don't
points,
all
and that's
30-year-old
our problem.
Don't all 30-year-olds do that? I don't know.
No, dude, there's this. My family goes to Mahabaleshwar every year,
Yes,
and
don't we know it?
yeah, and we were staying at some hotel, and they had like a multi cuisine menu. So we've decided to order nasi goreng. It was trash. So we had one bite and then we ordered garlic bread. It was trash. So we had one bite and then we just kept ordering stuff and having one bite, thinking that the adults will finish it. And I was telling someone the story and they were like, "At what point did you just suck it up and order Indian food?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think that I had to finish the dish that I ordered." Because our family is very much like, order it, someone will have it.
Yeah, that's very interesting. It
Yeah.
just unlocked a new red flag for me. You know what? When you go with your partner to a restaurant where you know that the kind of food he wants to order is not going to be good. Like
Yeah.
you want authentic Chinese food, but you've gone to like fancy Chinese restaurants spelt with a Z.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the name of the restaurant.
Fancy.
Fancy Chinese or something. And he orders some damn complicated like crab sticks with something. And he looks like he's going to expect a good meal.
Yeah.
And then it's clearly going to be disappointing. And he's disappointed. Like, I'm like, why don't you have the wherewithal, like the bearing, to know that here we can only order chili chicken and sweet corn soup, and that's the only thing that's gonna make
I'm
us
the guy
happy.
you're dating because I'm like, but why would they have it on the menu? Like, in fact, if I'm the kind of person that orders two beverages to start, like, oh, I ordered a Diet Coke and a glass of wine and water.
Guts.
Yeah. Because I don't like being not having options. You know what I do even when online ordering, Nana's gonna slap me. I feel at the end of this.
No, I don't threaten violence as a woman. Yeah.
Sorry. I order the thing I like in three sizes if I don't know my size, and I'll just return the ones that I don't like.
I'm having acid reflux. I don't know if it's related. I'm getting damn stressed out. Okay. You know what? Here's the thing. I think that unlocks another red flag.
Oh,
But that's a self red flag. Like, I don't think until last year I really knew what I wanted, what I liked, and what I disliked. Like, I would definitely, I think, change my personality according to the person that I was with.
yeah.
And then once I realized it wasn't for me, I would just get really crabby. Like, why don't I like anything? It's because I'm not this person. Like, why am I doing this?
It's like the Julia Roberts movie, right? Where
Yeah.
she like changes the type of eggs she likes based on the guy she's dating, favorite type of eggs, and in the end, when she's single, she's trying a different type of egg every day. Yeah, I feel like a lot of us do that. Like, you know, where like we'll just be like, oh, hum adjust kar lenge, and
Yeah.
then like we're like, wait, I don't fucking like rice. Why am I eating rice every day just because of convenience? Like,
Yeah.
why is no one eating noodles with me?
Here's the thing with urban feminism, right? Like if it's in like a tier one setup, like the issues are very nuanced.
Yeah.
You know? It's not like you're fighting against like dowry or something.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
you're literally like, 1 second. Why did
If we have 1 lakh to spend, why did he spend 90,000 and I spent 10,000? And
yeah.
it's like, why the fuck do you have 1 lakh to spend, right?
Yeah.
Like, it becomes very like first world issues.
It's like, why didn't he pick up the tray and serve it to everyone?
Right.
Why was it just assumed that
That I
was,
would do it.
And I'll do it because
Yeah.
I like my Nicobar tray, but like
But why wouldn't he also do it?
in when we do like intimacy coordination, we do this like basic boundary exercise, and it's called traffic lights. And you sit with your scene partner, and you basically map your body according to what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. So red is no, green is yes, and orange is like depending on the circumstance. So each person shows you, and generally I found that most women are like, yeah, 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 yeah. And most guys are also like, yeah, 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 everything's fine, because you're like, you just
Yeah.
don't want to like stress the other person out. And then you're like, yeah, I'm fine with everything. I'm like, are you really fine with everything? Like, yeah, yeah, you're fine with everything. I'm like, what if somebody licks you in your armpit? Would you be fine with that? And then they're
Huh.
like, okay, wait 1 second, I'm not fine with that. And that
Yeah.
starts triggering like, okay, what am I not okay with? And I
Yeah.
never growing up ever sat down with myself and I was like, this is what I'm okay with, this is what I'm not okay with. I think most of my early life I felt pressured into like hooking up with my boyfriend before I was ready, or things like that, or going faster than I was comfortable with, because I felt this pressure of like not
Yeah.
making the other person feel disappointed.
Yeah.
Sadly, in my 30s is when I was like, hey, what about me?
No, I get what you mean because you know a lot of times when there's a makeup artist on set, these like and you tell them like, hey, my skin doesn't react well to this or whatever, you can see all the like hairstylists and makeup artists exchanging looks like,
Like-
oh, she's so difficult.
Yeah.
But it's like it doesn't work for my skin. I don't know what to tell you. But like we never say things anymore because we don't want to come across as difficult.
Yeah.
But it's like you're just respecting yourself.
Here's the thing. I feel like fuck what anyone's saying. Fuck what Instagram is saying. Be difficult. Just try
Yeah.
it for 1 year. For 20 years, you've tried being like A-okay. Now just try for 1 year to be an asshole and just see where that leads you. How do the cards fall when you start voicing your needs? Here's the thing, right? I started my life with a bunch of female friends that were all as enthusiastic as me about like sticking it to the patriarchy.
Yeah.
And as the years progressed, I feel like each one of them started tapping out, and now I'm like alone.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get it because like life is just like a bunch of different like sacrifices and things that you need to keep in your, you need to like ensure for yourself for the smooth functioning of your
It's
life,
an
right?
endurance
It
game.
is an endurance
Yeah.
game. And we were running together, and then slowly I was like, where is everyone? And
Just you.
yeah, just me. And I also want to tap out. Now I'm like, why alone should I do all this?
It's like I feel like day to day, like it, you can't see any results of it. But definitely, like some women in their 40s or their 50s fought so we could sit on this couch with mics in our hand and say whatever the fuck we want. Like, my grandmother was actually one of the first doctors in India, first women doctors in India. And now I'm one of the first podcasters in Andheri. Trickle down effect. She gave birth. She helped a lot of women give birth.
Yeah.
I'm helping a lot of women waste 1 hour a week.
Fair. Yeah. My dadi was one of the first women drivers in Srinagar.
Hard.
And I was one of the first women in my family to fake my driver's license.
Hard.
So I see what
Yeah,
you mean.
yeah.
Is that the same?
Basically, yeah. It's like shout out to our daddies and our nannies for being strong women so we could be
Yeah.
us.
I don't know if my mom will kill me for saying this, but like in the last years of my nanny's life, right? She was damn like she just woke up. She had a lot of time to think about her life, and she's like, why the fuck did I do all of that?
Yeah.
And I thought she would like, I'd be like, remember Nani when you were younger and you did this? She's like, fuck that. I was cooking for like 15 people. I became a housewife. I didn't know that was going to happen
Yeah.
to me. I was one of the most progressive Sindhi families. We used to wear skirts and I had to start wearing sari. She was like so salty. Like by
Yeah,
the end of it, I was
dude.
like, I see it.
Sorry for asking.
I'm sorry. No, I'm like, please tell me. Tell
Yeah.
me. My nani was one of the first people to tell me, I'm like, इसका कुछ नहीं होगा. ये प्यार कर लेगी और शादी कर लेगी. Keep her away. She saw it.
Protect her.
Protect her at all costs. Like,
Y'all are fucking up. Y'all are making a blunder. I see myself in her. She needs to stop.
unfortunately, no one could save me from myself. So yeah, coming back to my red flags. One of my red flags is that when I'm in conflict with a partner, I'm so close to setting a boundary. I've fought and everything. I've finally managed to come through. And then they feel bad. And then I feel bad. And then I'm like, it's okay, it's fine, it's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
I'm really sorry. I voiced my
no.
opinion. No.
Don't frown.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I have to go for shoot and I can't like take care of the house. Just man, I'll pay the salary for the Didi, but please, if you don't mind, just opening the door when she comes in. The morning.
Okay, you sleep till 11? Okay,
Okay, no
Didi, come
idea.
at 12.
Yeah. Just women laughing through pain.
This is becoming moment of silence to आओ बहन चुगली करे. ये मेरी तो life ही इतनी खराब.
I totally get kitties now.
Dude, I would kill for a kitty. Like, I just, the right kitty, they're so liberated. Dude, like, this girl I know, she's in an unhappy marriage, but she's not unhappy enough to leave, okay? So every time she fights with her in-laws, she comes and she was like, ये चूती जब निकलेंगे मैं तो आरती करूंगी इनकी and all. And then गलती से if her husband has taken their side in a fight, it's over for him. She complains, she bitches, and then she goes home. And she's fine. She just needed to vent a little. And I feel like that's what girlhood is.
Yeah, it
in modern society.
No, that's my next red flag. You have said it, and I will take it from your mouth, which is that if your partner does not see their parents as people and sees them as superheroes.
Devta, yeah.
Devta. Bro, they are people. Like, they fuck
Yeah,
up, you
they
fuck up, my parents fuck up, I fuck up. if your partner is having an issue with your family, you need to vet what they are saying.
Another thing that I feel like a lot of men don't understand is maybe their mom does not like cooking. Like, you're like, oh, my mom's food, my mom's food. No woman is born being a mother. Like, she had to learn how to cook probably from a very, very aggressive mother-in-law,
Yeah.
and now she knows how to cook everything, and you're glorifying something, and out of love for you she's doing it, but
And now
maybe she
and then,
doesn't like it.
dude, without asking, they'll be like, come, my mom makes great kebabs. Just come, 15
And your mom,
people.
his mom starts piecing.
I was supposed to go for my kitty, but it's okay. Dude, so many women I see, they were at Numa last week, and this week they're like, pregnant, and 9 months later they're going to have a kid, and 5 years from then they'll be making kebabs for their sons. Like, family. Don't worry, my mom's a great cook. Just come. She doesn't have any plans.
In preschool, the mom is making homemade chicken nuggets. Because this dumb boy has gone and told his friend, my mom makes the best. It's like it doesn't occur to them that, oh, maybe my mom is a real person who has plans for the day. No, don't worry.
What really confused me, like, my dad is an extrovert. All my life, my dad's been like the first person to make conversation with people. And then I started meeting introverted dads who are shy. I'm like, why are you shy? You're 65. Like, why are you shy? Why do I have to go and make like extra conversation? Find the thing that'll just make him smile a little bit. Uncle, remember that one Coke campaign in 1980s? Like, oh, suddenly all the memories come back, and he's your best friend. You're like,
Naina's
cheers.
damn good at talking to old people.
I'm
dude.
very good
Yeah.
at talking to old people. Yeah, Sakshi's parents smiled at me the other day.
Yeah. And my parents are both introverts.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, this is very interesting. I didn't know that I had to try even harder.
Yeah. But that's the thing, right? Like, tomorrow, if I had a kid, I would still be who I was. But, like, I just don't. I think my parents were born the moment I was born, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think of a life that they had before me. So I'm like, why doesn't my dad do my taxes as soon as I call him and say I need this done? Like, he's got a life of his own. He also has a building committee to torment on the weekends, not just my accountant. He also has staff that he needs to torment, not just my account. No, but that's the thing, right? Like, I feel like guys that don't listen to, like, don't consider that their parents can be wrong are setting themselves up for bad relationships. Like, I have a lot of family gossip and drama, and I believe that everyone has family gossip and drama. You either know of it or you don't know of it. And all the girls I talk to are like, yeah,
No.
my family's also fucked up. And guys are like, how can you say about my Tauji like that? And it's like, fucking relax. Dude, a friend's dad was hitting on me at a wedding once, and I told her, and she was like, I'm so sorry. And her brother fucking went on a smear campaign against me.
Oh my gosh.
He was like, mere baap ke baare. I'm like, relax, dude. He was asking me if he could touch my pallu and shit. Yuck.
I feel like either person in the relationship needs to be a good representative of the relationship when the other person isn't in the
Isn't
room
around.
or is even in the room.
Yeah.
Like Sakshi and I were discussing the other day. Tell me if you relate as a girl. Like, before you enter a room with your partner, you have to give them footnotes on everybody that they're meeting. Say, be funny to this person, be nice to this
Yeah.
person. And then you enter the room and it's like you send a Beyblade into the circle.
Yeah,
Like, go,
it's
go,
like-
go. Like,
Jao, beta, jao.
kuch acha karo, and we're all waiting with bated breath. Did he impress?
Please please
Yeah.
like him. I've trained him well. But like, if I've met these people the same amount of times and I can remember what this one likes and that one likes, why does he get to switch his brain off? Like,
Like, why can't you be charming? You were so charming when you were hitting on me and trying to hook up with me.
Yeah.
Why can't you be that nice to like the people in this
I
room?
feel like getting comfortable is the worst thing anyone can do in a relationship.
Don't get comfortable.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
get too comfortable, sweet.
Seriously. I'm not even like, I cannot say this enough. Don't
Yeah.
get
Stay
comfortable.
on your fucking toes.
I don't like if your partner makes you feel like unsafe or insecure. And by unsafe, I don't mean that they're like, violent.
Crazy.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying that they don't make you feel emotionally secure. Like if you have to Google somebody's attributes and ask, is this the wrong attribute? Then it's probably the wrong
Yeah.
attribute. There was this guy who was like a friend of mine who from work, and he was married to somebody, and never in my life did I think that he was weird. And then my last day of work, we were at a work party and we were taking a group photo, and he held me like somewhere at this, like on my lower back, where he could feel my hip and my butt. And it was just
That's
such
nice.
plausible deniability
Yeah.
that I was like, no, that guy couldn't have done that.
Right. Yeah.
And then later I found out he was a gigantic like creep from the other women in
Yeah.
the office. But
Yeah.
then at that point I didn't know that. And I was like, that's such a terrible representation of your partner. Like,
Yeah, dude, there's this guy again in a relationship. Every time I wear clothes that are different, right? We all do that. Like, sometimes I have a cutout on my waist, sometimes it's backless, sometimes it's a tube dress. And every single time we are drinking a little bit, we take like a photo or something, he manages to hold me in a way that the only single part of my body that's bare at the moment, he fucking touches. Like, his girlfriend probably clocks this because she's not dumb. I clock this, but like obviously when she's gonna go home and like confront him about it, he's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you saying? We were
we're
just
all
taking a
friends.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
taking a photo.
Relax.
Like I didn't even notice, haha." And she'll fucking feel crazy. And
Yeah.
like if he's doing it to me, he's doing it to everyone. She's noticed this. They have noticed this, and it sucks for her. Like for the girl, like
100%.
uh, for the guy though, he's a fucking creep. This is like a decision that he has made, but like he's probably gaslighting her and she thinks she's fucking insane. It's gross.
Honestly, don't second guess yourself. Just try to follow your instinct.
Your
And I
gut.
can tell you, really, like if you switch off on your gut now, the next time you have to find it again, it'll take you so long, because you
Yeah.
will constantly keep gaslighting yourself into thinking, no, 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 I'm wrong, but you're right. So don't send the rambly text. Don't have a long, drawn out conversation. Just leave the room. Just leave the relationship or
Yeah.
give it some space. And when you get that space, you will realize that you are only met with silence until you make the initiative to check what's
Yeah.
up, until you ask, do you even know what you're apologizing for? Until you don't put words in the other person's mouth, you won't get the answer that you want. So,
Yeah. And more often than not, they know what they've done. They'll just like, again, plausible deniability. So they won't say it till you don't confront them. So, like, if you send a rambly text, they're like, oh, she's just so dramatic. Or, like, she's barking basically is what they think. But if you like meet them with silence, they'll start fucking tiptoeing around you because they know they've fucked up.
dude, how can a guy learn how to invest in crypto, do it, make money, and not know what
Facts.
he's done wrong?
Yeah.
Like, you made
Come
the
on.
effort to figure out.
Dude, this is something I tell like my boyfriend also in fights. Like sometimes I'll be like, either you're stupid all around, which I don't believe,
Yeah.
or you're choosing to switch your brain off when you think I need it.
Weaponized
Yeah,
incompetence.
weaponized fucking incompetence. Yeah.
Chal, I'll also weaponize my incompetence. Fuck it.
I'll be like, oh, how do you drive a car?
Oh, how do you pay a bill? I seem to have forgotten my pin.
Is this cash? I don't know how to set up UPI.
Like a Hindi serial, you just tripped and rolled into Louis Vuitton. Like, did I pick up this bag and pay for it with your card?
Oopsie.
Like, I just fall a lot these days.
And if you do, like, if you treat a guy the way he's treating you,
He
within
starts getting
24 hours, a fight will happen.
so yeah.
You'll be
Give
like,
it
are
some
you
space.
cheating on me?
Give it some space. You will
Yeah.
be surprised.
Yeah, you'll get some time to think about whether you really want to do this or you don't. More often than not.
You don't. You know
Yeah.
what? It's even fucked up now because, like, we're making decent money, man, as women. I think we're doing pretty well. I think you've really been killing it through the last year. You don't really need much, right? You just
Yeah.
want a manicure, you want a full body massage, and you want to maybe do that one spin class that you want to go with a friend, but you don't have anyone to go with.
Because you've been prioritizing your boyfriend
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, where are my friends? Yeah.
Go to the spin class. There's a really good one in Bandra. We did AP Dillon for 45 minutes, like
Ride.
cycling to, yeah.
Right. I'll fucking love ride. Yeah.
Fuck. Nothing makes you feel hotter than sweating with a bunch of girls.
Dude. Naina's.
I'm in my curious era.
Yeah, yeah. No, go for it. You look happy. You're glowing. Better
Yeah.
that than being stressed out by some man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, since I can't come up with any segues, I'm also just gonna sprinkle in a little dash of don't date on potential.
Oh, right. Look, there comes a time where, like, everyone will gaslight themselves into being like, oh, I will make him into the man that, like, society respects, I respect, blah, blah, blah. This is my project for the season. But imagine the amount of time you're investing in that. If you invest in crochet.
Yeah. See, like when you want to get abs and you work out and you do the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
The 3 months that you concentrate on it, you have abs. And then
Yeah.
you leave it for a week and you don't have abs.
Yeah.
So unless you're prepared to day in and day out, every day for the rest of your life, focus on changing this guy, you're not going to get the results
Yeah.
that you want. If you think you can leave it on autopilot, this dude's a Tesla, baby.
He's a Maruti.
He is a Suzuki. Stick shift. It's not working. Like, it's never going to happen. Sorry. And I mean, like, same for Ulta also. Like,
Yeah.
don't ever think that, you've set one boundary one time or up now everything's going to be the same.
That's true. Also, like, we date men. That's why we're talking about men. But, like, whoever you date, you need to think about, like, not dating on potential, whether it's a girl, whether it's a guy, and whether it's anything.
Whatever. Like,
Everyone.
It's a new world. It's fine.
Everyone, yeah. A moment of silence for all the red flags we've ignored, and for the red flags that we have embraced, and for the red flags that we have.
Yes. A moment of silence for the biggest red flag I've ignored my whole life, which is me.
Hard.
I deserve.
How could anyone ignore you,
Me.
Naina?
So yeah, just gonna focus on myself, just weaponize my incompetence, and just be sexy all the time.
How do we switch off the camera? I
Oops.
don't know.
Production.
See y'all next Friday.
Bye.
Bye.